Good evening and welcome to my daily live session on various topics from my toolkit. And now I would first introduce myself and after that tell you a different format. I didn't talk to you for the last 2 weeks. So I hope you are keeping well, healthy, and staying safe at home. I'm sure the existing pandemic will pass by and we would have better times in the days to come. So, with that, my introduction first, my name is Dinakar. I am the founder of Samuthana and the inventor of Do How, a methodology for uh, achieving amazing outcomes through inspirational persuasion. What you see in the back drop is the methodology explained. We start with identifying an amazing outcome, and after that, get everybody aligned to that particular outcome using our Do How methodology, Do How games, and then introduce Do How practices and Do How reports for getting the people in an organization, in a team, to start reporting their performance, and at the same time get people to do cascaded consultant coaching. What you see on the right, towards on my right, in the backdrop, and as this is done, people would get involved in achieving that particular goal and naturally evolve their competencies. I'm talking about personal, professional, and people competencies in achieving the goal. And in doing so, one side you would get the goal achieved. We have been able to deliver in the last 8 years increase in the top line of 20%, increase in bottom line of 15%, and this has been across industries, across various companies. And we also have another advantage of being able to deliver it online, face to face, or it can be even done as platform as a service. That means you can do it yourself. You just need to use our methodology invented by me. So that's very, what should I say, a little longer today in terms of introduction, because I'm starting a different series of live streaming. I tried doing the live streaming with discussion, which we did for almost about 2 weeks with and all the live sessions. Radharaman Sharma was there. Thanks a lot, Radharaman, for that. And now I decided that I'll do live only on Fridays. Otherwise, Mondays to Thursdays, it'll be my own live streaming. And my live streaming, I would like to limit it to maximum 10 minutes so that it won't be something very boring to you. Now, if you want to get to know more about what we do and what this methodology is all about, you may please visit dinakarmurthy.com/e-brochure, and then you can look into the details and download the brochure for your offline reading too. So, with that brief introduction, let me directly jump into today's topic. Now, what I'm going to do from now on is I will introduce one topic every day. So, let me possibly put it into a bigger size so that you can see the screen, and this I can take it out. One topic every day or one topic every week. Mondays would be the day for introducing the topic. Tuesdays would be the day for application. Wednesdays would be the day for talking about the negatives and cons. And Thursday would be the day for speaking on pros and positives. And Friday would be a live dialogue with Dinakar, with me, to discuss about this particular tool or method, your experiences, your insights, and what we can share to everybody in this world. And that's the basic idea. So I want to use a different model, different approach. So let me see how it's going to work out. So before I get into that, let me now very briefly explain the dashboard. This is the standard format which you will be seeing in the next coming days, at least for the next 6 months, I would imagine. Every week, one topic. In the center, the topic is described pictorially. And on the left, you can see the application aspect of it. Here, there are 4 stages, which is again coming back to our methodology. First is to understand the current reality, which is an assessment, and whether you can use that method in that particular phase. The next phase is to do problem solving, because that is the key value which we can bring to the table. And then to make sure that the problems which are solved are stable, the performance becomes stable and there is a progress. That is the next stage of achieving stable progress. And again, there we bring value to the table through our offline monitoring through our remote monitoring using apps, both for performance and for cascaded coaching, like I mentioned earlier. And then the last one is to change the mindset and culture, and that's where the transformation happens. So therefore, all these four phases are what that we go through in our methodology invented by me. Do how is what I said. So in this particular uh, part of the dashboard here, you can see where it will be implemented. The red says that it is not the one where it will be implemented, where it will be applicated. The most application would be in the green one, which is the problem solving one in this case. Then on the right side, you see the pros and cons. I will keep this slide on every time when I speak, so that this is on for a week till Friday, and you can use it. You can view any of the live sessions till Friday, and after that on till Thursday, and on Friday we can have a discussion, a live dialogue with me. So that's very brief introduction to what I would be doing and how the dashboard looks like. So with that, I think this is also quite neat. It's quite easily visible. It's quite not difficult at all. So with this, let me start introducing topic for the day, which is learning from presumptions. And this is called as arthapatti. It's a Sanskrit word. Why arthapatti comes in here? Because in ancient Indian education system and the learning systems, there were totally 6 different types of methodologies or the strategies or the approaches to learn. And these are called as pramanas. And one of the pramana is arthapatti. And it's quite interesting. Why is it that I talk about ancient Indian society, in Indian learning? I'm talking about India and India, right? It's not about American Indians or Brazilian Indians. They're also one would call as Indians. Indian basically means somebody who's a native. So I'm talking about Indians from this great country, India. And here, these 6 different types of approaches, learning approaches called as pramanas, were quite evident in all the ancient Indian universities like the Taxila, like Sharda University, and so on. And then there, the idea was and Nalanda. So multiple universities were there. I don't really get on names of all these universities, but there were quite a few. And I believe people from all over the world would come to India to study and learn, because these 6 approaches are something phenomenal, And normally in education and in our training programs and learning and development, we only focus on one method, which is the learning from the word of either written or spoken word. And that's the only thing that we do. And that's really not that effective at all, because that is going to really give you a lot of cognitive knowledge and not really experiential knowledge, which you can use, which you can really implement. Therefore, the doing is quite weak, whereas the knowing is quite high in the society. That's one of the conclusions and theories which I have. So with that, learning from presumptions is basically a process of learning by observing. Observing is very keen here. And in this example, I'm trying to give one example so that one can understand what this learning from presumptions is all supposed to be. Let us imagine that we are trying to understand how the rain occurs. Then we are talking about humidity, and from humidity and measuring the humidity and temperature would possibly be able to tell us when it is going to rain. That's the cycle that we learned, and that learning is something which is called as learning from presumptions. And there are multiple applications of this, because in industry it is very widely necessary and used. So let me talk about that in the coming days as to where it will be applicated and what way it can be done, what would be the pros and cons. But what one needs to understand is that arthapatti is something which is in Sanskrit. Of course, the translations can be done into English. It's not that difficult at all. And what is important is to really remember that these tools which I am talking about is something which I have gained and I have learned over years. It's not happened just like that. And for me, a lot of my learning is also through presumptions, where I try to understand what's happening and then what happens next. And based on that, I try to evolve some methodology. And the reason why I evolved Do How is basically because of this fact that when you look at it, we learn a lot during training programs, and then companies really want to achieve objectives, and they send employees to training programs to get them skilled, to get them improved. Whereas the effectiveness of that knowledge which is being gained and the application of that knowledge is not something very high at all. And that's the reason why I said we need to really look at a different approach to really enabling people to achieve amazing outcomes. And that's how the transformation is what that happens. And that's the methodology Do How is which is all about. And with that, today I introduced learning from presumptions is the topic. With that, I'm going to end my talk today. 10 minutes is what I've fixed as the limit, upper limit. Today I've crossed over by 7 seconds. I think it's okay because initially I took some time to introduce myself. And tomorrow, and to introduce the new dashboard and new methodology which I'm going to be using. And tomorrow I would be talking about the application of learning from presumptions, Antarpatti, and where it can be done, how it can be done. That's what the topic for tomorrow is. So see you tomorrow at 8:30, and have a nice evening for those of you in India. For those of you outside India, have a great day ahead, and goodbye.